Explain like I'm 5. Why does junk food taste so good compared to healthy food? Why does a pizza taste like heaven to most of our taste buds? Whereas I would rather starve than eat a cucumber. Salt, fat, and sugar are extremely necessary for our diet and used to be a lot more rare. As others have said, these things are not junk and are not inherently bad for you. We just eat them in excess. And an excess of anything is never good. Junk food contains things that are really useful to your body and used to be fairly rare. We're a huge industrial society now and those things are no longer rare. So you can easily consume way too much. And it is bad for you not because it is inherently bad, but because you want more than you should have. It's a matter of adjustment. I used to love most types of fast food, but after starting to cook a lot and tuning my diet towards healthier foods, I'm now disappointed by fast food at least 9 times out of 10. One interesting facet of this is that your gut bacteria has its say on what you want to eat. Different foodstuffs help different bacteria grow. And once you've fed your gut bacteria population a healthier diet, it starts to have its effect on what you wish to eat. Salt, fat, and sugar. Our bodies crave them. And it triggers all the happy receptors in your brain when you eat them. I don't think junk food tastes better than healthy food. And I don't consider all pizza junk food. A high-quality wood-fired pizza isn't junk food in my opinion. It's all about quality. Sushi is delicious and healthy. Tacos and fajitas and burritos real Mexican style are healthy. Curries with meats and vegetables are healthy. Most Thai food is healthy. Steak, potatoes and a veggie is healthy. Indian food is delicious and healthy. French and Italian food is healthy. I used to crave junk food and could eat it daily. I changed my lifestyle and cut it almost completely out of my diet. Now whenever I eat junk I feel so garbage and actually crave healthy foods. I think the body just gets addicted to shit. My unpopular opinion, but I think healthy food tastes way better than junk food. Especially vegetables. Fats and sugars were scarce in our diets way back in the day. Our brain evolved to search these things out and eat as much as possible when it was available. When you're not eating for days at a time, these high-calorie foods were a huge help in surviving. Back in the day. Because you are used to it. If you only eat healthier food and drinks junk food tastes like shit. It works both ways. Just pick a side and stay there vigorously and then go back to the other and you will see quickly what I mean. Pizza is not junk food. It's prepared, served and eaten on spot. Hopefully using good ingredients that are healthy at most. At least this is what pizza is here in Italy. Junk food is super processed stuff that has more sugar than anything else in it. That has a shelf life of 10 years and that is fake from its color to its smell to its taste. Because most people don't know how to properly cook food. You can make almost anything taste amazing with the right combination of cooking technique and basic spices and have a healthy meal that's delicious. Salt and grease. You are evolutionarily wired to like them a lot because they are rare in the natural diet of early man, and they needed to seek them out. So we still seek them out even though we're already sloshing with them. Because you're used to eating junk food and not well seasoned or flavored healthier cooked foods. Cucumbers aren't healthy. They're not unhealthy either. They're just kind of null. There's practically zero nutrition. Pizza tastes good precisely because it's extremely nutritious. High in proteins, carbohydrates, and fats, all of which your body needs. A cucumber is just water and indigestible plant fiber. Pizza is not a junk food. It's normal food. But since it is accessible, common and tasty, we perceive it as unhealthy because it is easy to overeat it. You are complaining something made with many delicious ingredients to something which is a rather plain veg. Basically, you overdosed. Human body needs all kinds of stuff that they got from consuming stuff. But pizza got way too many of those stuff. For example, check the total calorie. Case in point, drinking water is healthy. Drinking too much water is not healthy. Pizza isn't actually that bad in the junk food department. But to answer the question, flavor manipulation to make you crave or want food that simultaneously has to be made cheap usually equals not healthy. For instance, the Funyuns I am craving right now. Salt. The auto moderator removed my previous post with this answer because it was supposedly too short. For explain like I'm 5. But it's salt. Salt is the answer. Salt. I am frustrated by this too. Not just food, but in general. I've realized that almost all good things for you bear a cost and are something you might not want to do. But things that are bad for you are so attractive. Tasty food, sitting and relaxing for hours, etc. It depends what you assess as junk food. Your example of pizza is slightly misleading, as a good homemade pizza isn't necessarily junk. With the right ingredients and toppings, it can be highly nutritious. Our bodies need a balance of macronutrients, micronutrients, fat, protein, and somewhat debatable carbohydrates. Cucumber and many other fruit and veggies are mostly water, so it doesn't contain much goodness in your overall diet. Edited to make it clearer. There's a frosted mini wheats ad on this page. Is it healthy or junk? I can't tell. Tears of joy. Junk foods have been perfected by teams of PhDs in chemistry and food science to create the best taste out of the cheapest ingredients, using equipment and chemical processes not available to the home. They don't taste good because they're junk. Money, effort, intellect have been invested to make them taste good. Confirmation bias. If something was tasteless and not at all nutritious, nobody would eat it at all. Fat carries flavor. That's why the taste of a pizza is much more intense than the taste of a cucumber. Nothing to do with being a caveman or having or food being scarce. Multinationals have teams of chemists working with isolated taste bud cells and check how they react to different chemicals, then they add them to foods. Mice that have been given 50-50 fat sugar could not stop eating. The ratio as bypassing the brain's satiation system. They would die from overconsumption. So, modern processed food targets your brain and not your stomach. What do you mean? Pizza is healthy, just do not look at my weight. Because you have never eaten good food in your whole life. Vegetables can be really good and tasteful, you only need to know how to do it. Does it? Fruit and homemade food tastes so much better to me than grease and oil from junk food. When we were cavemen, there were a few things that were hard to find, like salt and fat, but still good for your body in small amounts. So our brains told us, hey, this is tasty, so we would eat more of it when we did find it. But now that we aren't cavemen, we can get these things very easy. And it turns out these things aren't very good for us in large amounts. Glutamate, responsible for the umami taste, found in meats, cheeses, and can be added to junk food and often is through MSG. There was no processed food back in the caveman times. And then even in the hunter-gatherer times. So, any chance you got at sugar, the brain hijacked it. Now, we have an abundance of sugar, with 200,000 years of our brain adjusting to low sugar environments. The same argument applies to high-calorie foods.